Drop it.
And good afternoon, everyone. It is I, Christian, the voice and face of 1HOR Racing for the broadcast team. We are here getting ready for round one of the A season of the multi-class championship. We have up right now the last few moments of qualifying, and from the look of things, we will be having an exciting race. We have a full grid of returning faces and new faces, so it will be up to them to see who can set themselves apart and take on the top spot of our brand new season of the championship. And I'm going to also apologize up front. I am getting some work done at my house today, so there might be a little bit of additional background noise, but we're gonna push through it and bring you a wonderful show. Right now we're looking at what is currently lobby one of our qualifying lobbies. We're likely going to have two race lobbies. So the first lobby is going to be an LMP2 and GT3 field, and lobby 2 is going to be a GT only lobby. So we'll see how everything shakes out. We'll see what our final counts are, and we'll get some announcements on that. As we get into the depth of qualifying right now, we're looking at ZR Chrysalid leading up the LMP2 field. Following ZR Chrysalid, we have one of the front runners from last week's race, NWR Arkina, putting down an impressive 135.215. Then following up NWR Arkina, we have a strong returner, the GOAT, according to one Mr. Jimmy Broadbent, Nibble Biscuit, going to be sitting on the third spot of the starting order, unless Crassus can do something about it. Crassus is currently running with a 136, about 6/10 off of Nibbles Biscuit's best effort. We'll see what Crassus has. Even though you do see multiple cars lined up here in the qualifying order, they are ghosted, so it is effectively solo qualifying, no draft. It's all on the pace of the driver. Crassus looking like he's going to be sitting solid at that fourth place. Now we're going to drop on down and check out what we have going on with our qualifying times in our GT field. Leading up the GT field, we have TNR Rafix or Reflex. Ask him depending on the day. Another returning strong driver is Microbio. Microbio is better than you at video games, but just isn't better than Rafix right now. Cutting off the bus stop chicane, appearing to be done with his actual main qualifying attempt. He's going to just go on and book this final lap to go on in the session. Having a little bit of fun from the looks of it. And on our third position is another longtime driver here, Jabingus with Watkins Glen being one of his favorite tracks. Now, from the results that we had during our exhibition round, a couple of other strong contenders we'll be looking for are Hypo, who put on a strong race against Jabingus. Looking like he's going to be one of the stronger contenders in the midfield of everything. Appearing to run out of fuel, wrapping up his qualifying session. We may end up going to time due to a number of the GT drivers being a little ambitious with the light fuel loads. Kinshi IPL is the first GT to actually finish all of his 9 laps of the qualifying session. Kinshi looking at a 1:46, giving our times from the front of the GT field. We're looking at 1:44 on reflex to a 1:45. Jabingus with a 1:46. And this will be interesting because we'll be taking the times from both of our qualifying lobbies, combining them and setting the starting grid. So we'll be having a lobby with what's supposed to be 10 LMP2s and 10 GT3s, and the remainder of the GT3 field will be moving over into the second lobby and seeing who gains the rest of those points on the GT3 field. No chatter coming from everyone, as everyone is being very disciplined on comms during the qualifying session. On board right now with I believe we're on board right now with Jabingus as he puts in his final lap, running a 1:46.231, not quite besting his best time on his last true effort at setting his starting position. And it appears most of our field is done. Microbio, unfortunately, looking like he ran out of fuel. Microbio, I thought I had Microbio. I've lost Microbio's POV. I have 15 million tabs open, so there it is. Yep, Microbio appears to have run out of fuel. So the session has gone to time. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining for 2:30 for the remainder. So we're gonna take a few minutes. We're probably gonna do a short BRB as I help the staff get the yeah. So I'm gonna pop down and help the staff put the starting positions in order. The race should be getting started in about 15-20-ish minutes, so we're going to try to keep to our schedule of getting everything underway at 3 p.m. Eastern time, if not shortly thereafter. Hope wherever you're joining me from, you're having a wonderful evening, day, afternoon. And we'll have an announcement regarding what order everyone's going to be in. So as I said before, the LMP2 class will all be set in to lobby 1, where everyone will be able to race against each other. Then the remainder of the GT3 field will be split off into a secondary lobby. The top 10 will be racing in lobby 1. All right. Until we get a little bit of time, we will be back in a moment. I'll leave you with some BRB.
We're kind of getting everyone sorted out as soon as we can. Yeah, if you want to take a break, now would be the time.
Aspect, do you want to open it up so folks can practice while we get the lobby set in order?
We'll probably
open it.
Okay. It might not take that long, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just as a precaution. If it doesn't take long, then they only get a short time.
What the?
And thank you for the follow, Chrysalid. Like I said, we're taking a few seconds to get the lobbies in order.
unchained, all of my suffering on display. Is there solace in the struggle?
Carry the weight, broken and chained, all of my suffering on display. Every day, is there solace in the struggle? Carry the weight, broken and chained, closing my eyes, I see your face. Every day, is there solace in the struggle? As I'm surrounded by my grief, can feel the evolution. Only time no longer frozen. You're leaving all the dark. I don't know who I will become, but I know what I want more than ever before.
Nah, Roast, you're driving. You're signed up as a driver, homie.
See, Spicy, is Spicy over there yet? No.
I'm going to lobby 2.
Yes.
So join you or?
I joined Space Dog. I'm gonna move you to that VC.
Alright.
Okay, love you back. Glader is in lobby 2 as well. Sniper, no love.
I'm in the right lobby? I just got here, sorry.
No, you are. I'm gonna move you into the other VC.
Just did not
which
like the
is
drive and bug
lobby
I
you
ran
are.
into. That left an extremely bitter taste in my mouth.
Snowy, did you qualify?
Whoa.
What the fuck?
I think Nibbles is out to play.
CTO.
That's fair.
it
Can I
is-
get an invite?
That's a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm not going to lie.
XJ, you're in. Oh, you are in this lobby. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort it out here. So, show code the chat. Let's see. Space Dog should have 11 people in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He only has 8, which means I need 3 more people to move down into Space Dog's lobby. So it should be. Is Sniper No Love in this lobby? Or this PC?
Yes.
Did they move just now?
Oh yeah, no. No.
Sniper No Love. And Glader is in that lobby. Katamaki. Just moved. Spicy's down there. Colonel, Summer, Kishi. Sir Nebulon is, who is Sir Nebulon? In the Discord, I forget.
There's 22 in this PC, I think. Sir Nebulon is Ty Miley's, I think, so he's in the other lobby.
Okay.
I think we're set.
Yep. Awesome. Alright, let me get the actual event set up.
Okay.
Alright, now I hear you guys.
I ran into.
I got Nibbles afraid.
Or Jipping is again?
That it's 34 and it's based on a 146.
Sounds good. 34 is what
We round up around here. It's basically September.
Oh god.
Like, one go, and then all that happened was me being in first year and not moving at all. I take her home. I drive all night to keep her warm inside. It's frozen.
Oh god.
Crisis, what are you talking about?
How do you not know this?
It's not a dead body.
Not a dead body.
It's Story of My Life by One Direction.
I don't listen to that.
How do you not know
I know they are. I know they split up. They went like all different directions.
And the guy just fell off.
One fell from a balcony. Yeah, one went down.
And splattered on the ground.
Green Echo.
Yeah, one went down.
I don't see Green Echo in the lobby.
I'm not. I'm by myself.
Fucking locking.
That would make sense.
Awesome.
Nibbles, help me out here.
Green Echo, remind me what your gamer tag is.
Green Echo.
Okay, yeah. I got it. Go.
Nibbles already got me here. I don't think you should be an admin anymore, I'm not gonna lie. I think Nibbles is on top of it.
I would love that more than anything.
Send him off!
Alright. Let's just be quiet while we check, make sure everybody is in. Summer Sky is in this lobby, but they should be in the other lobby.
You're not making a new lobby? We're just keeping this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scram. Hello. CT08, are you in this? You are.
Respect.
You are in this lobby. Yep. What's going on?
I need an invite.
Okay. What is Space Dog Mike's game?
It's just
Is it
Space Dog
actually
Mike.
just-
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Space Dog Mike.
Yes. Micro. Alright, so this lobby should have 22 drivers, and we still have some, which is fine. Alright. Alright, I think the order did get messed up, but everyone is in this. In this, that should be, let's see, we have 12 LMP2s, including Hero, awesome, and then we should have 23 total. Perfect.
Wait, is Rose Race said unhappy willing to join? Are you racing with us, Rose Race, or no?
It's not happy with what happened, so yeah. This
Okay,
time,
great.
Okay, well, you
let's
gotta
get going.
decide, like, right away, so. If you don't want to race, you can just leave the lobby. If you do want to race, stay in the lobby.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of
Alright.
red. Oh my god, how many orders are there?
Okay, yep. Spectate.
Alright. Okay, you're gonna spectate?
Yeah, he said he doesn't mind me joining.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Alright. Then if everyone wants to ready up, we'll try and get underway here. So the
And
GT
it looks like
order
we're going to be
is
having
incorrect, but that is okay.
a join
We're gonna fix it.
for
I did
our
turn on the set event or set order before the race starts, so I will.
Annual order?
Yeah, I guess if you do it once the event actually starts.
Summer needs to be added to
Yeah.
Space Dog Mike.
Just don't cut me off this week.
So we're just waiting for our extra host to join us. And yes, sir,
One,
you like the
two.
champion shirt. Thank you. Now I hear you loud and clear. Look, I have the
Okay.
champion shirt because I was doing housework today, so I didn't want to get dusty.
Yeah, no shit. I don't mind. No kidding, no kidding.
Hello. What's up, y'all? All right, and hello, Rose. Welcome to the booth today. How are you going to do?
I'm well. Literally, as I said in the, our community thing, that bug is no joke. Like, I was revving so fucking hard, no joke. I
it
was
is.
thinking,
It's annoying. I've been caught out by it
am I
in
clutch?
multiplayer
Have
lobbies.
I just gone into clutch now?
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no shit. It's just like, have I gone into clutch mode now? Am I now in manual with clutch?
No, you're not. You're still in automatic. So just to explain the glitch that Rose ran into. Occasionally at the beginning of the race, your car can just be stuck with clutch on at 100%, and it doesn't matter what your gearing setup is. It doesn't matter how your settings are set. It's just your clutch is stuck on. So it's you have to hit brakes, emergency brake, and come off the throttle altogether, let all the revs die, and then it'll let you come out of the clutch. I have no idea why it does it. I've just ran into it a few times.
But fortunately for me, because I ran with manual, I said, okay, if I'm in first, full rev, just pop it into second and see what happens. Popped it into second, I was off.
Yep. It's sometimes you have to get it to shift and then it like will release the clutch, and then it resets itself, and then like you just won't see it again. It's super annoying, especially if you're doing races from a standing start, because it'll just entirely ruin your start. But to go on and move
Plus, it can
on to,
also be a heck of a hazard if you really think about it.
absolutely.
Because when
Yeah,
lights go green, and it's a standing start situation, you're going to possibly be rear-ended, and there'll be nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. And as we get ready to get underway, we're going to be watching Lobby 1. Aspect is giving the final rundown for the drivers. As we look at our starting grid, at the front of our LMP2 category, we have ZR Chrysalid, NWR Akina, Nibbles Bistic leading on the right-hand side. I'm gonna pop in 1 second.
I'm looking at qualification, well, trying to find qualifications as well.
Aspect, 1 second. Did you want odds on the left? T1's a right-hander.
Watching the stream.
All right. But as we're saying, the lobby's getting underway, so we're going to be doing a left hand. Even though we now do have manual grid ordering, we're still going to be running a what's it called? We're going to be attempting to use the automatic rolling start with a formed grid. So we'll be testing new features in Forza, so we all know how amazing this runs. And I need to hit ready spectate. Make sure you hit ready spectate as they've reset everything.
I just saw it, so I was like, oh, respectate.
All right.
So, we have a record number of attendees today, ladies and gentlemen, 40. That's going to be of interest to those who are watching. So, hence why we've got 2 lobbies today.
Yep, we are, this is the most that we've had for this season, and it's great that it's starting us off strong for the first round. But we're waiting for the lobby to ready up. Everyone's checking their settings and checking their setups to make sure we're good to go. We will have a rolling start in just a moment.
Here's your
We're
grid,
seeing the fancy new that is the wrong button. The fancy new grid ordering system
Everyone
that
now
has
has
given
to
us.
see it.
Everyone now gets the pleasure to see it. Enjoy. So, what do you think we're going to be seeing in today's race?
See, I am expecting a fair bit out of it today. I mean, we've seen a lot. If anything, from our expedition race we had last week, it gives us a good insight that the front pack, especially both GTs and the prototypes, it gives us a good insight that there will be fierce battles for like certain positions, especially like first potentially in the GT category. So I'd say potentially we could have lots of battles up and down the field.
Oh yeah, for sure. Give me 1 second.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Race is getting ready to launch off. And we have a number of onboard views today. In the quad, we have CT08 Angry Rash, ZR Crislid at the lead of our category. The order appears to be right. We're going to be getting underway. We're going to full screen NW Arcana's POV as the race gets underway. And on the preview, we're green. Arcana's screen has gone green. Down into T1, we make it through pretty cleanly with the prototypes going through. Popping down to the front of the GT field, we have a little bit of shuffling going on. Oh, and we have Rafix getting sideways, going through the S's, coming up the hill, losing 3 positions, finding himself down in 14.
And the bus stop right there. Oh god, but thanks to that Parazot King.
Oh, there's an LMP2 off. There's 2 LMP2s that have been knocked loose. Let's see who these are. I believe it's Angry. No, it was not Angry Rash. I'm sorry. I can't seem to find the LMP2s that we had not.
Nearly lost it. Having to give the place away to Arcwood. Battle for third, currently, as Ace knew he looked around on the inside there.
As it goes right now, Crassus and CT808 find themselves at the back of the field after an incident going into the bus stop in lap 1. Going to have to make quite a drive to go on and make their way through all this traffic immediately after the start of the race.
He's looking onto the inside on the first corner, and he still has to stop back behind green as they make way back up on the hill.
Ace Galaxy and the West Computers livery going side by side with
Ace Galaxy having to force out of the bus stop right there, not wanting to run too wide through the bus stop.
Crassus is working his way through the GT field, causing a bit of chaos, making a late move on Microbio, but making his way in. He's about up to P2 in the GT field. CT08 on the other hand is deep in the GT field, making his way up through I believe at P16 at this point.
17.
Crass is coming into the infield section up towards the
by the look of things. As Crassus goes by at least one of them, they're going to have to hold their battle for now.
Yeah, Crass is closing off one of those lanes, trying to get his LMP2 car through the GT field. Get his LMP2 car through the GT field and bringing it up to the front to catch up, try to do some work into the LMP2s. And with that, Crassus is through the GTs.
Remember, folks, these P2, these prototypes do not have blue flags at this point in time because they span out. And so overtaking will be positions technically.
But checking, there's a tight battle going on for about 5 on the GT fields. Enrique, Rafix, and Aspect stacked on top of each other. Currently 15, 17, 18, 19.
Three-way battle going on right now. As the ring, Angry Rash looking on the outside.
Getting a lot of angle in the background. Jabingus going sideways, making contact with Angry Rash. As they come up out of the heel. And hello, Superman, how are you doing? The fighting in the background, it looks like Angry Rash is able to, Hypo's able to make the M4 go around, but Jabingus is not going to let that go away. Jabingus side by side coming through into the infield. But Hypo closes down the position. And with that, Aspect is getting distance. Aspect is able to make the distance open up as that battle proceeds. We're going to jump up back into the LMP2 field as we have a fight for third overall.
For I think fourth in the fifth. Sorry, in the GT standings. Oh, there's touch reflex being touched by SRT, having to back out of that. Unfortunately.
So right now we're up with Ace Galaxy in the LMP2 field. Ace Galaxy is pulling up behind Green Echo. Green Echo putting out quite a bit of pace in order to get by, and Galaxy getting very squirrely coming out, having better speed, taking a look to the inside, diving back behind Echo as they go towards the start-finish straight. Galaxy having to try to use all the road, getting a better drive out of the final corner than Green Echo side by side going towards turn one. Galaxy earning the racing room. Galaxy, and Green Echo makes a touch front to back. And Echo trying to find the inside line going into the S's and not quite able to do it, getting squirrely coming off of the first curve. And it looks like Galaxy gosh darn, I can't say the word. Galaxy has locked down P3 in the LMP2 field. But while all this is going on, Kislid, who was our pole sitter, has fallen down to P2, and NWR Arcana has opened up a pretty sizable gap. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're running in terms of strategy. And Rose, what were you saying for the GT field?
I was about to say, I think we might be having a TNR civil war as Breaker is closing up on Cosner. Meanwhile, Skiddy is starting to pull a gap between the two. So we might have a little bit of battle as Breaker is sniffing on his fellow teammate.
That's right. TNR Bryker is looking to try to make a move on Cosner. The two C8 Corvettes fighting to lock into a P2 position, but we're gonna have to see how much this duel is going to cost them as Skiddy just continues to drive that Mustang into the distance.
Now remember, looks like we got the first pit stops as Ace dives into the pit stops.
Yep, Ace, having previously converted that position off of Green Echo, is in for a very early pit stop, only in lap 6 of the 34. And we have contact between Bryker and Skiddy. Bryker giving a little bit of a bump and run, sending Cosner off into the dirt, into the penultimate corner of the of Watkins Glen, and coming onto the straight. Bryker now has that position, having fallen 4 seconds behind Skiddy, now 6 as we let these C8s start trying to chase down the Mustang that's been pulling away this whole time. In terms of ultimate pace, it looks like Bryker and Skiddy are not too far off. It's the unknown factor here is Cosner, who is the first time racing with us. Cosner's best lap sitting at a 1:4:47.85, and Skiddy actually beating Skiddy's best lap time by about 1/10 of a second. Bryker, on the other hand, sitting about 2/10 up on the 2, but this has been laps done under fighting, so we'll have to see where they where it all works out to.
Yeah, Kurt, we're not going to lie. This is actually going to be very much interesting when it comes to the debriefing, because when it comes to teammates on teammates battles, it's going to have to be really dependent on where your opposition is on track. Obviously, if you are further ahead of your opposition, it's all right. But if you battle too much, you can bring your opposition further in, leaving your team vulnerable to attacks.
That's true. Well, the TNR GT drivers are well and clear of the majority of the field, having about a 7-second gap to Microbio, who is the current P4 driver. The only TNR driver set behind them is Rafix right now, but Rafix has very little space to Microbio currently. Rafix is all over the back of that AMG's bumper.
Expose his cards just right, we might be looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4 positioning for the TNRs in the GT series.
That is true, but we have a number of drivers here that were putting on a really strong showing in the previous exhibition round. Microbio and Henrique were very much at the front of this field. Microbio even driving his King of the Ring Mustang GT for the championship, just keeping consistency between the two racing series. And as we're watching, Rafix is able to get around Microbio, but is not able to have a very clean exit through the bus stop. Squirrely going into the carousel, allowing a little bit of room for Microbio to look to the inside, but Rafix is able to get it under control and pull itself together as he pulls down to the boot. Keep losing the back end just a little bit, giving room for Microbio to see if he's going to be able to make a position on him.
One must wonder what is the tune like on that car, because if he's struggling to keep that rear end in tact, he might have a little bit of issue and might have to be fighting his car until the very, very end, which is not the thing you want to see.
Yeah, right now, as these tires are just getting up to real racing temperature, it doesn't necessarily look like it's uncontrollable, but he is definitely has that car set on the edge of handling and control. And looking in the background behind Microbio, we have SRT Henrique looking to pull down the distance. This fight between Rafix and Microbio is not allowing them to pull any more time ahead. But up ahead on the road, it appears that Cosner isn't getting a whole lot more good than this going on. Oh, but speaking a little soon, Bryker is pulling down onto Skitty currently.
I was about to say, we might start to have a battle for first if Bryker continues to pull, as his tires are on minor wear as we speak. As Skitty is on minor wear currently, so he might start to think about diving into a pit.
Oh, that's interesting. Were you saying Skitty's tires are on minor or Bryker's are?
Correct. Skitty is on minor wear. I'm looking at the tire wear. All 4 tires are showing yellow. They are all on minor. So it looks like Skitty might have opted for the soft tires. So that grip is going to start falling away really quickly.
Yeah, and Bryker's Corvette is all over the back bumper of the Mustang. That Dark Horse is not getting room, trying to throw a cone at the problem, but it is not making Bryker slow down at all. Cosner is holding on right onto the bumper of Bryker as well. And Skitty deciding to stay out for another lap, stretching those tires out for the best he can. It'll be interesting to see what his ultimate strategy is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that strategy fares, because remember, once those tires go past 60%, those tires will feel like they are nothing. That grip will go right off a cliff. As we see on the screen that Zillard has now entered the pits, as well, going for a new set of tires. Now, I know for qualifying that softs go until roughly this time, roughly about 9 to 10.
And as Crislid is making his way out of the pits, Crislid finds himself down in P4. I don't think NWR Arkina has yet to take a pit stop. Taking a quick look, and NWR Arkina is making his way up to the back of the GT field. And that might be oh no. It seems that Hypo has had an incident during the race, but Hypo is getting himself back going again. But as I was saying, Arkina is making his way into the back of GT traffic now, and Arkina is making his way into the back of GT traffic, and with that 10 lap stint, Crislid going for that early stop avoids the worst of the GT traffic as Bryker and Skitty go into the pits at the same time. I didn't even check to see Bryker, Skitty, and Cosner go in all at the same time. The entire front of the GT field pushing in. Raffic's in, Microbio in. Does Henrique stay out? Henrique stays out to take the top spot of the GT field.
Interesting to note, Kuro, I am looking at Enrique's tire wear. Only the front left tire is showing orange, and yet he's still wanting to stay out as Green, Echo, and XJ comes in for their tire stops. So it'll be interesting to see what tire strategy he has got, because he's going to start feeling the effects of those tires very quickly.
Were you talking about Henrique's tires?
No, Enrique, our leader at the moment.
Oh, Arkina.
Yep, Arkina. He's showing up as those tires are starting to show as being orange.
Oh wow, yeah, Arkina is going really deep into this tire stint.
Yep, like I said, it's going to be extremely interesting how he plays these tires, as those tires are going to start feel like second hand.
Yeah, I'm imagining Arkina is going to be really looking to go for the pits very soon, as he takes a very wide line. Possibly Arkina might be comfortable on the worn nature of these tires in this LMP2, but then there goes, Arkina pulls the trigger and dives into the pits. Now the question is, how far back is Nibbles?
5 seconds to our leader, and he's in traffic.
25 seconds in traffic.
Traffic might be crucial, and by the looks of things, his tire wear looks like it's in relatively good order. Yeah,
and as we're watching, Arkina is just now getting moving.
Yeah, a fair bit better than our leader, as his tire wear is showing up as 44% on the front left tire.
And we have the side-by-side of Arkina and Nibbles. Nibbles not quite able to make it out. Arkina already on the uphill and through the S's. Nibbles just hitting the foot. And Nibbles is just a second down the road from NWR Arkina. Our pole sitter Crislid is only half a second behind Nibbles Biscuit.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but we got to battle for third between our two TNR drivers, as Skitty's making contact with Bryker, looking around the outside this time, backing out the last minute. Yeah, the DNR boys are very much into a civil war, as they are very much on each other's bumpers.
Yep, and through that we now have Crislid getting over Nibbles Biscuit and already working up a pretty sizable gap. And we're going to pop down and check on this battle for third in the GT field. The whole front of the GT field is just on top of each other. Bryker, Skitty, Cosner giving absolutely no room to breathe. And just a little way down the road in the distance, we have Jabingus. Jabingus is trying to bring himself up into this fight, dragging Aspect along in his slipstream.
As we got as Enrique is storming away.
Oh, that is right. Has Enrique taken his pit stop?
I don't think so, because I'm looking at his tire wear.
Enrique is still not taking one.
Yeah, because I think he's gone. You know what? I think he's got on the hards, because I'm looking at his tire wear and he's got yellows on the front left.
That'd be a really interesting turn of strategy here, taking advantage of the relatively high downforce speed sections. Oh, and as we speak, we have Skitty going very wide, losing the position to Cosner, taking the battle for second through fourth.
If that was assisted.
It did not appear to be. It looked like it was clean. It just looked like Skitty oversped through the bus stop.
Oh, hello. We might have an interesting development. I'm looking at Enrique's fuel. He's very much on empty.
Yeah, Enrique is down to the last little bit, cutting it very close. It's going to be a very tight turnaround.
If he decides to dive into the pits, or it misses the warnings and goes on and runs out of fuel.
Yep, and there it is. He wasn't gonna. I don't think he was gonna play that option. But as we speak,
if he decided to go on, that would not have been in his best interest.
That is absolutely a suboptimal play, but as that happens, Enrique finds himself falling down the order. The top of this field is very tight together. Oh, and I may have spoken too soon because we have Enrique, Jabingus, and Aspect, who are all of our non-stoppers, to go on and dive in. So they are falling back down the order. So our new lead of the GT field is Skitty, Cosner, Rafix, Angry Rash, and then Microbio. Enrique now coming out of the pits, gonna find himself quite a bit away down the road from the front of the GT field, but is gonna see what type of drive it takes, because as they come out on the what we're gonna call the alternate strategy right now, possible. I'm guessing the timing. Oh no. Sorry, listen. Up ahead, it appears Green Echo has had a technical issue. Green Echo having a controller disconnect, losing ground to let's call it McGrath. McGrath is just pulling away, and Green Echo finds himself at third to last in the LMP2 field. Green Echo working his way around. I believe Rafix.
Yeah, I'm looking at the field, and only four people have not pitted yet, and that's going to be McGrath, Snowy, CT8, and Angry Rash. Correction, make that 3 as McGrath decides wisely to dive into the pit.
So it sounds like the strategy, the alternate strategy is to instead go from softs to mediums, and instead running mediums to softs. From a little bit of quick math, it appears that the medium tire was worth about 2-3 laps on top of the soft tires.
And Snowy dives in as well. Meanwhile, CT08 continues on his merry way, not diving in at all, yet to make a pit stop.
And who was that?
CT8.
Oh, CT08. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna check. I have CT8's onboard up. Let's take a quick look at what he's up to.
On 35%. I'd say he might be on hard tires, you know.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. CT8 also for some reason not having a fuel gauge showing.
No, he's on 5% of fuel, so he's going to have to take a pit stop very shortly.
Well, that's right, but this is going to be a matter of if he realizes he needs to take that fuel stop, because if you look at CT8's onboard, CT8 does not have a fuel gauge showing for the LMP2. CT8 makes his way into the LMP2 traffic, working his way through 17. Oh no, Nibbles Biscuit's having some setup issue. Nibbles Biscuit having a bit of an oversteer issue with that LMP2. Overcorrecting an oversteer condition that he had and making a very tail happy and porpoisey LMP2.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Hypo we had a disconnect.
Yeah, he's gone in. He went into a pit and he's called it quits. I believe it might be down to personal reasons or technical issues. Unfortunately,
that's a shame to see. But as we have a Talaria Racing fight as Nibbles and Green Echo are excuse me, I might be wrong. I can't. I forget if. Oh yeah, no, yes. Green Echo and Nibbles, both with Talaria Racing, in Estacio Purple and Estacio Red.
Oh wait, that's interesting. Last thing you want to see is Ace Galaxy and Crack. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It looks like XJ and Galaxy both looking to go around Skiddy.
Yeah, finding himself at the front of the GT field. Oh, and Skiddy going a little wide, bumping into the back of Ace Galaxy, but Ace Galaxy finding himself stuck right behind TNR Bryker as they pull onto the start-finish straight. Those LMP2s able to exercise that power and light weight to get around and pull away, pulling up into the S's. And we are hitting about half distance at 17 laps out of the 34.
Oh, I am struggling to figure out what CT8's strategy is out of all this, because he's gone back up to like full fuel. I don't know what his strategy is. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, it may be, this is the first time I've seen CT8 racing here with us, so it very much may be a new experience thing, or CT8 is just kind of getting his feet wet. So we'll have to see what that looks like for him.
Because I'm looking at his tire wear already on like lap 1, he's already at 3%, so I'm not sure he decided to do a hard to soft strategy. If you ask me, that's not a good idea.
Hards tend to not be a good idea at all in any sort of racing like this, where you're going to be pushing head to head for any sort of time.
Having said that Snowy and CT8 seem to look like they might start to battle, as both of them went a little bit sideways on the bus stop, as Snowy went sideways again just now, letting CT8 possibly close up. Yet, despite that, Snowy is starting to pull a little bit of a gap.
That's true, but CT8 is very sideways coming out of the S's, so coming out of the boot. Now going down, looking towards excuse me.
Arrow, and then we were like, I was having Arrow with you, but then whenever I got like your.
Oh, at the front we have a change of lead. Indy Arcana appears to have gotten by Crislid, and it looks like Crislid's in the pits. Thank you, Superman.
Again.
Is Crislid going soft to soft? because we're looking at about 10 laps. What that would make sense if you're looking. Well, no, you're gonna find yourself stretching at the very end. It's very possible that Crislit's gonna go for a soft medium run. Actually, yeah, 15 laps.
Make that make sense, because correct me if I'm wrong, if you decide to go softs and mediums, you'll be very much on low tire wear, no, very high tire wear at the end of your stint, meaning you're going to be going down the field and being very vulnerable to attacks. So I just don't see that working out.
That's true, but while Arcana, if Arcana is able to convert that tire wear into track position, as it seems that he's been able to do up to this point, it could pay off for him. I guess it's a matter of.
Sorry to interrupt. Ace has also gone into the pit. Might be that two are going for similar strategies.
Oh, that's interesting, because didn't Ace just run? Oh no, it was CT8 that we were following. CT8 had just dove in after a very long run. But we're gonna see if there is ultimately a convergence in tire strategies as everyone else keeps pulling.
As Chrysler is gonna have to come by. Blue flags are out, remember, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, Crislid is working his way by, I believe it is Snowy, is P9 in the LMP2 field. And as I speak, Crislid is through at the final corner and onto the high-speed section of the track.
Yeah, by looks of things, the GT, the front field of the GTs are going to have to come in again very soon, as I'm looking at the battle for third currently, as Grosner and Skiddy are now engaged in a little bit of a battle. Grosner nearly bumping into the back of Skiddy.
Yeah, it has been close and hard racing, but TNR has stayed on top of all of their drivers. Rafix is still trying to make up the distance, but remains on the lead GT lap. Up ahead, Breiker's into the pits, so it's going to be both Skiddy, Breiker, Cosner in the pits. Microbio finds himself a lap down as Rafix enters in,
goes into the pits as well.
Microbio be able to take this and run up another lap. Microbio into the pits as well. The GT field is going in for their second stop. And as you said, it's about 10 laps on soft, so it looks like the TNR field is opting for a double soft so far. Whether or not they go for mediums to wrap this stint out.
Yeah, honestly, it'll be very interesting to see if they decide to go softs full on, like 3 sets of softs. It'll be interesting if they decide to go for that strategy. And if you really think about it, there's 34 laps, and the softs last for roughly 10 laps. So if they stop on lap 30, put on the fresh sets of softs, theoretically they'll be very fast on the final stint.
That's true, but
if they
I don't
play their cards right, that could lead to a very good outcome for them. As I'm looking, Nipples is slowly starting to close the gap on Green Echo. Very, very slowly.
taking a quick look back at the GT field. We have Jabingus trying to get up on Microbio. Jabingus having to worry about LMP2 making its way through traffic. I believe that is Snowy.
Jabingus is also having to defend against Aspect, who's right on his tail as he's looking to do an overtake on the inside, thinks better of it and sticks right back behind.
Oh, and it looks like we've lost Angry Rash. I think I just saw Angry Rash disconnect notice, but I still see Angry Rash on the field.
I think he might have a controller disconnect, and it's the AI potentially driving, but you never know.
Let's take a look at the onboards real quick. I believe I have Angry Rash up here. You know, Angry Rash appears to still be driving, so it might just be a false message on the server. But we're getting into lap 22, and as I speak, Aspect is looking around inside of Jabingus as they go up the hill. Will Jabingus be able to take that inner position?
Up the hill.
Side by side in the second S, into the third, holding it all the way. A little bit of argy bargy as they hit onto the straight towards the bus stop. And right behind them, Angry Rash is looking to see if he can find a little bit of room in this fight. Aspect going really deep and getting across the dirt on both ends of the bus stop. Slightly out of shape going into the carousel, but getting it getting it buttoned down towards the exit and into the boot.
And we got our leader coming in again. And looking at that interval, I think we might have a potential fight for first now, because there's pit stops around here take roughly 20 seconds. So it will be interesting to see if Crislid has done enough to close the gap and potentially have a battle for first position.
And Crislid appears to be ahead as Arkina gets moving.
Yep, he's gone by. He's gone by as Akron, as our now former leader exits the pits, 5 seconds behind.
I am trying to find. I have Arkina's on board. There we go. Arkina's on board. In the driver's view, we have a side-by-side of Arkina and Crislid. The gap between the two is about 6 seconds. Now, it's going to be a matter of what did Arkina decide to put on? Oh, excuse me. I can give the answer. Both Arkina and Crislid are on softs. So Arkina and Crislid running softs through this final stint. Now, it's a matter of how far down Crislid's run those tires. Crislid about through half the usable life of those tires with a little over 10 laps left. It's going to be quite a stretch to see if he can make those run to the end. Well, Arkina only looks like he's going to have one stretch lap to go in order to keep it alive to the death.
Yeah, keep in mind that Nibbles is roughly 35 seconds behind our second place. So I'd say if the two do not get this correct, then even if they get it wrong, that might be first and second sorted. But you never know.
Well, that might. Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at Green Echo. Green Echo is looking like he's going to be needing to make a final stop as his tires are going down. There's a big pileup as Aspect goes around. Aspect and sorry, was that Aspect? It was Jabingus. Jabingus goes around collecting both Green Echo and Nibbles Biscuit, and that is unfortunately likely going to be the end of Nibbles Biscuit's campaign to try to catch up to the NWR car.
Yeah, as Green Echo decides now is the time to pit, and I do not blame him at all, because if I were him and that happened just now, an undercut strategy would be very much ideal.
Yep, Nibbles was already looking, Green Echo was already looking in bad shape when it came to his tires. So Green Echo dives in, goes on for fresh tires to make his final start.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate time to have that crash, unfortunately. And Nibbles does not look comfortable, as he was very much sideways during the second half of the bus stop.
Yeah, Nibbles is gonna have to try to find a rhythm, but Nibbles is already looking like he's at the last 30% of life on those tires. Nibbles gonna have to be cautious as he pulls up to the next group of GT3 traffic. Once bitten, twice shy. We'll have to see if Nibbles is able to maintain confidence, making his way through the traffic, getting up onto the position where he just had a big incident getting by Jabingus. And speaking of Jabingus's incident, causing Jabingus to fall down the order and ending up in the last place of the GT3 field. And as I speak, the entire GT3 field is on the lead lap. So they are all very closely head against each other. Oh my goodness. The Nibbles Biscuit having very poor
Nibbles, you're
luck getting
taking
through.
such interesting lines. I do not blame you. As McGrath decides now is the time to go into the pit stops.
McGrath likely going to be putting on softs to wrap up this final run. And looking ahead, Crislid is getting into the meat of those tires, falling down into a nearly 50% of his usable life, as Arcana is looking much fresher. So it's going to be a strong fight. As taking a look at overall pace, Crislid's best lap times currently 133, 132, and Arcana is not quite as fast. Crislid higher overall pace, but maybe paying for it when the tire life falls off. Arcana is going to find himself with a strong opportunity depending on what he can make his pace do. We'll keep an eye on that in our driver side-by-side above. We're going to pop back to the front of the GT3 field as Skitty and Cosner are still fighting.
Yeah, interesting battle for second place in the GT category, as Krosner is very much on Skitty's rear end. So one crucial mistake might see Krosner going by. But as we saw prior, the TNR boys all decided to go for soft tires, which for me begs the question, are they going to make another stop on lap 30?
And next we have Angry Rash in the pits as well.
Yeah, I believe we might see the TNR boys possibly doing one final stop on lap 30.
Who are we saying?
That as being I'm saying I think our top four for the GT class, I think they might do one more stop for softs. I believe that is my theory on what might happen, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who pulls what play as we try to wrap up the race. We're getting down into the final laps. LMPs with 7 laps remaining and GTs with a little over 10 laps remaining. Excuse me, 9 to 10 laps remaining.
Yeah, C8 is going to... CTO8 is going to have to run away by now, unfortunately, as it comes upon our 2G as our battle for second. He's going to have to find a way past.
I'm going to take a quick look. Cosner is on the back, and Rafix is not all that far behind. We're going to take a look and see if there's a difference in strategy between Rafix and those ahead. Speaking of, it appears that Henrique is already going to be looking for another set of tires, but Henrique may be sitting at that magic 10 lap space. Aspect going in for a final set of tires.
XA also going in for another stop.
Enrique sitting on worn fronts
sorry, our leader's also gone in as well.
There it is. Crislin is into the pits.
Prototypes have decided to go in. So it'll be very interesting. I think this is actually a 3-stint race.
Arcana is pushing on. Arcana may be on the final drive. Arcana with about Arcana with another 20% of tire life left. Now it's just a matter of can Arcana use those last 6 laps to stretch out a lead.
Honestly, I believe he might, because potentially he might be on the mediums, but he has to drive those mediums, because remember, when those mediums fall, if Grizzled is on softs, he's going to be very much quicker than our current leader.
Arcana is also on softs. It's just a matter of can Arcana stretch those softs out these last 5 laps. Arcana stopped for softs on lap 24, 25. So it is right there at the maximum life of those soft tires. It really just comes down to can he take care of those tires to make it stretch all the way to the end. Grizzled is pushing. Nibbles is in the pits.
Meanwhile, Nibbles is in for his final stop. So I'm going to have to say, I do not believe Greenlit will have the guts to go on. He's going to have to make a pit stop at some point. Question is when. I do not think those will last to the end. He's going to have to make another stop.
I feel like he's going to go for it at this point with 5 laps on and only about 17 seconds between him and Grizzled. If Arcana goes for a stop, that's basically Arcana giving the race away. So it's just going to be, can Arcana stretch those tires out? Like when we saw in qualifying, you said like the tires normally last about 9 to 10 laps, don't they?
Yeah, for prototypes they last to 9 to 10 laps, depending on how good you are with the tires. But
and that's just right at the boundary, because Arcana came in on 24 to swap on those fresh tires.
Yeah, but let's have a look. What is his percentage saying? No, he's on mediums. Sorry, he's on mediums. I'm looking at his telemetry. His front left tire is just struck at 40%.
I'm looking at Arcana's onboard. He's on softs.
Yeah, I think yeah. But yeah, I do not see them going to the end. That doing softs on those tires is going to feel very, very second-hand.
Oh, and as we're speaking, the entire GT3 field drops into the pits as well. And in the background, we're going to have Microbio trying to pull himself back onto the lead lap and try to eat up some of this distance that he's lost. It looks like I might have spoken too soon. Microbio is on the lead lap, but finds himself right behind the TNR boys. The TNR group, Microbio, how are we looking? Oh, Microbio is in danger of needing to make an additional stop. Microbio sitting at basically 3 worn tires out of 4.
Honestly, I'm also looking at Snowy and CTO. Both of them have only made, I think I saw, 1 stop.
As a pack of LMPs tries to make his way around Microbio claiming his line, telling the LMPs to have to earn their path around him. I believe that is CT8 and not CT8. Who was in the West Computers? Galaxy. That's Galaxy and XJ working their way up through the field.
Oh, yeah, Snowy finally goes in, unsurprisingly, meaning CTO8 is the only one who has done only 1 stop.
Oh, that's a problem. Arcana finds himself stuck in traffic with a blue flag LMP in front of him and pinned in by a GT3. Arcana is losing time to Grizzled behind. 3 laps remaining for Arcana to try to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't see those tires lasting that long. Because even me being a beginner, even I struggled with keeping those tires fresh for that long. I think Grizzled might be within a shout here.
Yeah,
if
it
he
is
does
definitely a
not
play. Oh,
even
as
think.
Arcana goes
Oh,
really
but-
wide. Arcana is trying to fight his way by a blue flagged LMP2, but is just not able to find any room through.
Yeah,
It's now a question
yeah,
of is
XA
that
is
driver
not
in front of
wanting
him?
to
No.
let by. No, that's the reason we got a TNR boy right in front of him, and he has to think about letting our leader by as well. So it's going to be interesting how Akeem decides to play this.
Oh yeah, it's XJ with Arcana behind him, and XJ is not a new driver here, so XJ knows the rules. It's just a matter of if they're gonna find space on the track to make this happen. XJ going wide. Arcana's still looking for room around XJ. I'm sorry, I'm pretty certain it's XJ.
Both front tires are now on minors. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to come in for a pit stop. Yeah, he decides to continue on.
Yep, no, Arcana is still pushing.
Yeah, still pushing. Let's see. How far behind is Quizlet is 13 seconds behind and closing.
Arcana currently running 1:35 for his last lap.
Honestly, Cool, I do not see this lasting so long that he does not feel the grip effects. I'm sorry, I do not see that happening that much because remember, those tires are good, go minor for at least 9 to 10 laps. That's when you notice they are on minor wear.
And sorry, as speaking, Arcana able to finally get some room around XJ, but Crislid is right down the road. Crislid is right behind. I'm trying to, and I might have gotten it wrong. It wasn't XJ. It was Snowy. Oh yeah, that might have been the issue. Snowy, a new name for us here in the league. So Snowy may not have been aware that Arcana was a leader and was working to get around up behind.
XJ was the man who was not laying Karina by. So it'll be interesting to see where.
No, you're right, because Snowy's on the right.
There.
Yep. Yeah, Crislet making a bit of a bump onto Snowy. Now working his way around Bryker.
He is there. It's only
13 seconds down to the last lap.
Karina's
2 to go.
Left tire is on I'd say more than 60% now. More than 60. So it's going to be interesting. Can and Chrysler close the gap?
Crislid finally able to get by Snowy with a slight bump as they go into the bus stop. Snowy not trying to let the position go. That's going to have to be a review of blue flag etiquette. Crislid with a perfect 2 laps remaining on fuel. Looking like is going to have tires. I'll make it easily make it all the way. But Arcana is, as you said, is looking a little worse for the wear. And of course, I would lose audio right at the end of the race.
Yeah, both front tires and rear tires are starting to feel secondhand. The 3 tires are now clocked onto orange as that gap is closing down to 11 seconds now.
We're getting 11 seconds now. They're on to the final tour around Watkins Glen. Arcana on worn tires with let's double check who's this in between. Yeah, it's XJ lap down in between Crislid and Arcana. So Crislid is going to have to eat 10 seconds and ultimately make their way around Arcana for the win. And Crislid is driving strong.
As you think, getting to him is one thing. Getting around him is another.
Absolutely. And that's our leaders. And following up our leaders, we then have currently the top of our LMP2 field is Arcana and Chrysalid, currently on a hunt for one another, enduring on the tires versus fresh tires to see who's going to make the top step of the rostrum. God, I can't say words today.
I think Arena might have just done enough to seal the deal, as I do not believe Chrysalid is going to be able to close that 8-second gap up. I do not believe it's. I think Arena has just done enough.
Yep, Arcana has put 3 corners between him and victory. Arcana is looking like is going to be an easy ride down. Chrysalid unable to convert those fresh tires into a better position. But it was a thrilling strategy play between the two of them. But just Arcana was able to massage those tires just long enough to get across the line. As in the background we have XJ finishing it up, Green Echo and Nibbles on the field as well. So there is Arcana across the line, and then Chrysalid just behind him on the road, closing down to just 3.9 seconds. It was a bold strategy call from Arcana to make that super early stop and stretch those softs for the full life, but converting that into good pace and track position has won for him. Now going on down the order, Nibbles Biscuit fighting for the Talaria team. Talaria is running on tired tires with Nibbles Biscuit looking to be fine to wrap up the race, but is having issues with the setup, while Green Echo, who's just down the road, is fighting tire wear across the entire car. Yeah, Green Echo's tires having just given up all the way. And that will be solidifying our order as Talaria finishes. We have NWR Arcana at the top. ZR Chrysalid in the P2 position. Sorry, closing that. Then Green Echo, then Nibbles Biscuit and Green Echo with Talaria Racing, followed by XJ, and that rounds out our lead. Our finishers on the lead lap. Excuse me, not lead lap. This is a lap down.
It's now on to the rest of the pack now, as Green Echo crosses the line, as well as XJ. It's going to be, and I believe the TNR have pretty much sealed the deal with regards of top 3. Pretty much locking out not any possibility of a top 4 by the looks of things. So I'd say TNR played the team strategy very well, and they'll most likely get lots of points in the championship because of it.
And yep, as we're gonna pop down to a follow on board with TNR, Bryker, Cosner, well away it appears. Bryker quite a bit down the road. Bryker, Cosner, then Skiddy's spreading out the distance. All the TNR are going to be finishing up pretty solid with each other. Rafix and the GT field has just seemed to spread out quite a bit, having to contend with all of the LMP2 traffic working their way through. But our finishing order looks like it's going to be pretty easily locked in unless something big happens. We're going to round out with CT08 finishing up our LMP2, CT08 and Snowy finishing up our LMP2 field. And then we have TNR Bryker. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch over as we go on and give these on a rundown. So as we go through, our lead is wider. NW Arcana is our number 1 finisher for the LMP2 category. Driver data summary. NW Arcana is our number 1 finisher for the LMP2 category, followed up by ZR Chrysalid, who of course runs out of fuel as they were right on the edge as they wrapped up the race, followed by Nibbles Biscuit for Talaria Racing, closing in for the top position for his team, but P3 overall. And then finally for Talaria, not finally, because Crassus is also on the field, we have Green Echo. Then XJ Boy 2 Aaron McGrath, Ace Galaxy, Crassus, CT08, and Snowy all round out the top of our LMP2, round out the LMP2 field. Now, as we get into the GT fields finishing, I believe TNR Bryker should be on the final lap now. On the final lap, if not 2 away.
Hard to tell, but as it stands, TNR have done very well here today. They've sealed out the top 4 in regards to the GT class.
Yeah, I might have spoken a little too soon. It looks like we got another one to go.
Yeah. Also, as you were doing the rounding out, I believe Jabingus' situation might have gone from bad to worse. As you were speaking, he decided now was a good time to dive in for another pit stop.
That's true. I think Jabingus is just going in to try to make the last little bit of his race not quite unbearable, as Jabingus was not really in a strong position to pick up any big points on this run, but still wanting to at least see if he can do something for a strong lap time.
Yeah, I believe that might be the case, as TNR Riker completes his run, finishing first on the GT class, followed by Grosner in second and Skiddy in third.
Skiddy going on across
follows
the
up
line.
Finishes up on fourth, and Henrique just comes into the final corner, running it up on fifth. Microbio comes just behind in sixth. Angry Ash finishing on screaming tires, and low fuel in seventh, with Aspect just behind. And now we all wait for Jabingus, finishing out in ninth, and obviously with Hyper retiring earlier this race.
It's gonna be right there. All right, and that is going to be our race. So as we get down into the finale of this race, we're looking at the top order. Aspect screenshots. I am just here to be a friendly reminder. I was on board for a lot of it. So for a number of the blue flag incidents, if there are any question about that, there are some that are involved in the stream. So if you remember about what lap you're on, you should be able to dig through the broadcast stream to find some of those. I don't have some of the other ones, so just if you're curious, just check your lap, find the lap on the stream, and you should be able to use that as a reference for a number of incidents. But yeah, thank you everyone for participating, and thank you for giving us a great race to watch. I will say, oh yeah, no, it was really good. It was really fun. Right at the end, Arkina and Crislet had a really good convergence of strategies. Arkina stretched out their softs like basically right all the way to the line. And Crislet was closing down on them all the way to the end. So Crislet ended up just 4 seconds down off of a strategy call. Strategy call and some traffic. So I will leave that for y'all to watch and prosecute in the future. But I'm going to turn off. I'm going to drop out of the chat. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for an amazing race. We will see you next week. Yep. And back to our chat over here, Rose. So how did you find the race?
I'll say that race was very much interesting. I believe if our winner gets all credit he deserves. He very much pushed those tires beyond what was originally expected.
No, absolutely. And we'll have updates soon on where the point standings are. But as this is the first round, of the race, we are looking at a strong haul for NWR Akina, ZR Crislid, and Nibbles Biscuit. And starting off our championship with a bang, we have TNR with a full podium lockout, as well as rocking up on P4 with TNR Bryker, Cosner, Skitty, and Rafix taking the top spots. But everyone had strong fights up and down the grid. All but two of the LMPs ending on the top lap, and all the GTs finishing on the lead lap, despite the gaps between them. So it is going to be quite a season coming ahead as we kick off season 8 of the Multiclass Championship.
I think let's see about joining our colleague Space Dog in lobby 2, because we did not know how the slower lobby has gone. Maybe he can give us some insights into what happened in their lobby.
Still running. Oh, give me 1 second. I need to get screenshots, and then I'm going to join Space Dog. I'm just being cautious because I need these.
No, be cautious all you want. I don't mind.
Screw. If you want to go on drop down, and can you join on Space Dog to see if that race is still running?
Yep. Give me 1 second, please.
Yep. Really? Oh, apparently it's done. All right, so apparently that's going to be the end of it. So again, thank you all for watching this week's broadcast of the 1HOR Multiclass Championship. Space Dog just posted his results. So from our second lobby, we have Sir Nebulon, Kinchi, Space Dog, Tatamaki, and Summer Sky. And we'll do a quick comparison between our GT field, 1 hour and 3 to a little over an hour. So it looks like that's gonna fall right in order. So again, thank you. We will be seeing you in the following week, and you have a great day. We're out.